What's up, everybody? Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques, and we're here for Momentary Lily. In the last episode, we got quite the feast for the eyes. However, in this episode, I imagine that there's going to be quite a feast in other regards. Obviously, probably the cooking segment, unless the next 3 episodes we're just getting non-stop action. 2 episodes? 3 episodes? Actually, I don't remember how many episodes. One of the things this season is only 11 episodes. I kind of think it's this, actually, so 2 episodes. Whatever. That's a bunch of ranting. Regardless, I think we're going into the more serious fights going into this, especially with the way the last episode I know of with Yuri being alive, but is she as alive as Ren is, or is she just one of the Wild Hunt, or have they both been Wild Hunt pretty much the entire time? Hopefully we get some of these questions answered in this episode. But, that being said, of course, preliminary, hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video through if you're not going to have a conversation, because that would be highly appreciated. And that being said, let's get to it. Also, just because I think it'd be fine to say, Yuri will live on forever, in more than just the metaphoric state. Wait, so, were they just seeing things, or... Yeah, no, there are actual footprints there. So... is she actually alive? Did the Wild Hunt just try to imitate her for a second to try and bait them? Okay, technically y'all are the hunters of the hunt, so... Also, how are the escalators still working? Like, did the rats really keep those operational? 2020 vision my ass, you busty bitch. And, like, here's the crazy part. Like, people could theorize, like, oh, maybe Yuri just has a twin sister. Why would she be wearing the exact same fucking clothes, though? Like... hopefully we get these questions answered sooner than later, because whether this is 11 or 12 episode series, we're closing in on the finale, and I really want some of these answers. I hate anime that might never get a season 2, leaving questions unanswered. It just bugs the shit out of me. Granted, this means I should probably go look into more manga and get these questions answered. And hell, maybe one day I'll try and make some time to read some manga and get some video shit started involving that. That'd be neat. To do this, maybe I should have a second monitor. And maybe one day I will invest in one of those specifically for that reason. I'm sure I could like set up a little table and put a monitor up and just like have it next to me the whole time. I wonder if I could buy like a $20 monitor. Okay. Like the pipelining kind of says it's a man-made hole. Though if Yuri's ghost or whatever made that hole, that's actually kind of impressive. Hina and her fucking game-coded brain is gonna be the death of them, I swear. Okay, well, that thing I said a moment ago about getting answers, something tells me we're gonna get answers some way or another to something. Yeah, no, that's probably the first time she said that. That's pretty fucking accurate. What are all those tubes? Are those, like, stasis units of people? Are they clones? However, this is ringing a bell, literally, with Ren. Oh, she's having visions. Her and Yuri died at the same time. Oh, hey, Yuri. Well, apparently she doesn't have any sort of recollection of what the other Yuri did. Oh! Wait, are they all like that? Have none of them been alive since the beginning and they've all been fooling themselves? Spider-Man moment! This just became a lot more confusing. So, is Ren the X Factor here? Listen, I'm just saying, like, the 2 Erica thing, that's gonna sprout some interesting artwork, I'm sure. Like, that's kind of what I've been theorizing based on, what happened with Ren before, but this just turned into a whole different situation. Okay, but, like, which party is real? Like, Yuri clearly died at least once. Ren died at least once. What about the rest of them, though? Are the rest of them dead and just clones? Or... I feel like asking their names is kind of a moot point when you know their names. Like, Yuri called her Yuri, and she acknowledged it. So that means it's going to be pretty obvious that they're going to introduce themselves as Aya, Hina, Sazanka, and Eri. Okay, yeah, that seems based for what somebody like Sazanka would do, really. Just like, you know what? If you're me, that means you'll be interested in this. Okay, theory though, like, obviously one group is not entirely real. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty much that. Not one group is not entirely real because the Ren and Yuri on either side are not real. So what about the other four? But like, if they can just get along with their doubles, I mean, hey, that's even better, right? Or we're about to just have a small conversation between them that is going to be never-ending, unnecessary wobbling. Okay, well, it wasn't a whole bunch. It was only one each. This is gonna be the crazier part of the conversation that they're gonna have to start. It's like, well, we were with someone who was like you. Unfortunately, she kind of went down. But now there's like a billion more questions. Like, Ren here isn't even alive either. But like, you're not alive. So like, are you like her? And like, what about you four? Are you the originals of us? Are we the fakes? Or are you the fakes of us? Isn't that just Shudderin'? Oh no, she's the one that died by Ren before. So wait. Okay. I kind of forgot that Yuri brought that up in like episode 2. Or episode 1, whichever it was. So maybe this chick is just some hyper genius who was friends with all of them beforehand? Okay, yeah, that's the thought I kind of had, was all those pods was actually just clones of them. But again, which of the group are the real ones? Like, one would think it's the ones that retain the memories that are the real ones, but we've seen enough shows and movies with this kind of shit happening to show that might not be 100% true. Or, hold on, maybe it's like a Ray situation where there was like multiple versions of her, but only one was the successor. I kind of mixed two words together. Successor for the goal that Shinji's dad was working on, to take the DNA of his mother and be the perfect pilot for an Ava. Maybe it's a similar case with this, where there were many clones of the group of girls to be the perfect wielders for the Anvari. However, we don't see any clones for Yuri or Ren, so like, are they Wild Hunt? Or, well, were they in the other Yuri's case? Or, like, they're going on with plot and, like, they're explaining why there's other clones of the other four girls, but not a single lick of why we have clones of these two. Okay, so Narini was the original one that had that had Turfinger, but she was the one looking for Yuri. Okay, that opens up several more questions. Oh yeah, we'll give them a flashback that just gives them more questions for the next 10 minutes. Come on, guys. But I guess that does explain why in the most recent flashback that Ren had, that it was Noreen that was, dead beside her because she was trying to protect her, I guess, and Balor showed up and fucked things up. Also, I acknowledge now that last episode I was wrong, that it was not Balor, that was, or Balor in the solo leveling episode is Baron, but I'm pretty sure they meant for it to be designed off from the Demon King Balor, but... Okay, no, Yuri already had her own weapon. Wait, did Yuri have the weapon that Ren currently has? And then the night shit hit the fan. Definitely the night shit hit the fan, because Gunhead over there is Balor. See? Well, I mean, the name doesn't just mean the name. Sure, she could mean a friendship way of things, but like... Okay, so Ren didn't die side by side with her, or did she pick up the weapon to go fight Balor and then get fucked up and come back to her? Well, it sounds like the memory just clicked into Ren during her latest passed out moment, and then speaking through her mind? Oh, okay, no, that part makes more sense then. Like, once Ren touched the weapon, all of the feelings and emotions from Noreen just slipped into her brain. Okay, that kind of makes sense in a way. Also, that doesn't change the fact that somebody was in love with Yuri. Just saying. Maybe that's why Yuri kind of had a weird look when she saw the weapon that Ren had, and maybe that's also why that weapon and her finger so seemingly fused together. Because they were the two that started the whole thing, they were the two that were the most emotionally connected one way or the other. Yeah, okay. It's one of those cases where the weapons meant to fight these creatures came from the same place as these creatures. Like, we've seen that happen a lot in anime, too. I can't think of an example immediately off the top of my head other than comparing it to Madoka again, because, I mean, the powers from Kyubey came from the same place the witches did, and he gave the powers to these girls to make them witches later on. So the powers basically came from the same place in either case. Okay, but that means neither one of you are the real one either. Or maybe both of you are the originals and you cloned yourselves to try and fight the Wild Hunt. Yeah, but see, that's another thing. Like, where the fuck did the other four come into play if Yuri and Noreen didn't even know them to begin with? Like, we're getting some questions answered, and then other questions are still, like, just in the air of what the hell happened. Yeah, honestly, it's, like, there's things that have been answered, but not the things that need to be answered. Like, who is the real one in both cases? Like, are the Yuri and Noreen the originals and they clone themselves but don't remember, and that's why they were fighting up top? Are they the clones but the originals who fought up top and died left their, like, samples to be cloned down below here? What about the other four? Are either party the originals? Oh my god. Like, I'm 90% sure this probably only has one episode left based on where we are with everything, but I really wish they would start clearing shit up more, because this went from a very fun action fantasy kind of thing with the occasional fan service to what the hell is happening? But what if you break it and all of one of the groups just go down? What if all 8 of you go down? What if all 12 of you, 12? 11? Whatever. What if all of you go down? Also, for the record, like, I know we're almost at the end of the season, whatever, but I do have to ask this late in, why is Sazanka always the one who's been drawn with such sensuality? Like, obviously Erica's meant to be the hot one, but why has Sazanka always been dressed or drawn just... Nah. Like, I don't know exactly how I mean, but the lips, the eyes, the presentation, like, all of it is just so... Damn, it's windy out there. Well, at least if all of you die, there's like hundreds of others waiting. For the record, Ren, yours has been a little fucked up for a little while, so hopefully that doesn't send things into a chaotic spin. This literally has some final boss feeling going on, doesn't it? Oh my god, it's the most electrifying Wild Hunt in entertainment! Sorry. No, like, very clearly fake Yuri, because it has that electronic tone going on to it. Yeah, I knew we were approaching the end of the episode. And this is actually a preview for the next episode. Okay, I have no fucking clue where to start. Yeah, I have no fucking clue where to start. That entire episode was confusing as all hell. Like, the Yuri that popped up in front of them wasn't the real one? Question mark? And then they, found out a lot more about the friend she mentioned she was looking for in the first or second episode, who either died protecting Ren or was never real in the first place, and the real Noreen and Yuri were down in that place the whole time. But then we have clones of the other 4 girls. Multiple clones of the other girls. So are the 4 that were stationed there with the Noreen and Yuri that are there the real ones? Or are the 4 that were with Ren the real ones, since they remember their previous lives before the Wild Hunt? And what about Ren? Like, Ren doesn't have any clones of herself that we saw, so is she the original and was just brought back in the form of a Wild Hunt? Or was she always a Wild Hunt? and maybe like a rogue one that was just like, trying to help out the humans from the greater evil. No, because she has a sister, so obviously that can't be the case. But like, who? What? My head hurts. My head hurts trying to think of all this. Holy shit. I'm not even gonna try and theorize anything else on my end, and just leave it to you guys to leave your theories in the comment section if you watch this, because my head will hurt if I try to continue to think of it. So, yeah, let me know your theories for all that leading into the finale in the comment section down below. I'm like 99% sure the next episode is the finale. Also let me know about any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. I know in a couple weeks there's at least one thing I'm guaranteed going to be watching, but that's a couple weeks from now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel, the description down below, ring both bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter and Blue Sky, keep updated with things, TikTok, Patreon, we get the full unedited visuals and audio of the stuff I upload here. Twitch, subscribe there for benefits, you can do so Twitch Prime for free, that helps me out more temporarily than subscribing to these things, but subscribing to these things helps out the goal I've had for half my life, so, that'd be sick and awesome to finally reach it, at least the bare minimum. And yeah, that all said, check out the playlist here, let it run while you go do chores and shit, because helping get the watch time is like super duper important. Or check out the video YouTube recommends to you here, or the bigger video if you watch the cut up version, because that'd be highly appreciated. That being said, I'm the Blazer King with King's Critique, so ta-ta for now. Peace.